Welcome to God Planted It and I Watered It podcast with your girl Shelly. You already know what time it is. We're going to get right into it. So, we're going to get into the topic and the word of the day. So, the topic is God on your calendar every day? And then the word of the day is covered. So, the reason why I wanted to say this topic is I think it's very, very important to make sure that you represent God every day and that God is within you. You know that God is within you and you know that God is with you, like you're inviting God with you every single day. Because it's a difference from knowing God is within, right? But it's a difference from inviting God into your everyday lifestyle, into your everyday. Like, is God on the calendar of 365 days a year? Like, is he on that calendar all of those days? Is he on that calendar multiple times in the days? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, if you are not implementing God, how are you just this covered person that you say that you are? How can you be covered without the covering? You get what I'm saying? God is our covering. He's the one who puts the blanket on us. He's the one who puts whatever on us to make sure that we're covered and we're protected with his word, right? But we have to know his word to know how we're going to be protected, to know what to pray, to know how to have a relationship with him and what to be able to speak to. We have to speak against things. In order to speak against things, we need to know the word so we can know the tool and the weapons to use to come against whatever those things are, right? But if we're not putting God on our calendar every day, then we may miss a point. We may miss a segment. We may delay our process. Like, for instance, let's say that you end up stubbing your toe in the morning, right? Stubbing your toe may seem little, but because you stubbed your toe early in the morning, you started your day like, ooh, like that hurt, you know what I'm saying? You started your day. So now you're a little frazzled, right? And you go throughout the whole day and you forget to pray. You don't pray the whole entire day. When you realize you get to the end of the day, you're kind of like, you're kind of like drained, it's kind of like blah. Or you just realize like, dang, how do you go the whole day without giving thanks to God or doing that? Thank you, God. Baby, how old are you? Huh? You can't say thank you, God, if that's all you got in your tank. Yes. But we're gonna have to build them tanks up. So that's not all we have in our tank, you guys. So we need to make sure that boom, 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 boom. God is here, God is here, God is here, God is here. Because we don't want it to come a time where we forget to put God on our calendar so much that when we start looking at the covering, it's only 2 days on a calendar that we were truly covered by the armor of the Christ. We don't want it to be that. And we want to be able to obey the laws of the land. But if we're not reading the word and having God in and inviting him in every day, how do we even know what we're going to be saying? You know what I'm saying? And there's those people who say, oh, the Bible, they took out some parts. What haven't they took out parts in this world, right? Like, what? Let's be for real. Let's be for real. At your favorite fast food place, they took your favorite thing off the menu, but it still got one of them other things. You still go there, right? At Chick-fil-A, they didn't took something off the menu, but you still go there, right? They tweak the little things, but you still go there, right? You still believe that they got good food, right? So, same thing. You still believe that God is who he say he is. You still believe that God is substance. You still believe that God is the source and you are the resource. And the reason why is because God doesn't only speak through the Bible, he speaks through you. He speaks through revelation and testimonies and dreams and visions. God will show you he real Show me your life and God will show you he real. I can show you how God then showed up in that life of yours. It could have been over for you. And I can also show how the devil is working in yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to understand that get away from all these different reasons and things that people try to pull you away from God. It's just a distraction. Those are things to distract you from what God has for you, because not everyone's on this earth to serve God. Some is serving the devil, which is why they're trying to corrupt your spirit and your mind. So you have to have God on your calendar every day so that when the corruption tries to come, it can't even penetrate. It can't even touch the surface. It can form, but it can't touch that surface, baby. Because you are covered by God. You get what I'm saying? And I'm so thankful to be able to understand the light of Christ in so many different ways. I went to Tiffany Montgomery, Covered by God, right? In her Millions Conference. Best decision ever. Love her down. But also, when you're covered by God, you realize that when other people hate people, that doesn't mean you join the bandwagon. So I don't care who hate her. I don't. Talk to your mom about it. Not me. You feel me? Because it's like, I know that I had a personal revival when I was in that room. So there's nothing anyone walking this green earth can tell me that tells me that she's not anointed. That tells me God don't have his hand on her. Yes, she ain't perfect. Duh. Neither are you, Blues Clues. But you still want people to listen to you. You still want people to follow you. You still want that kid of yours to listen to your directions and instructions. Right? Y'all be sounding a little off to me. And y'all be trying to depict people so bad that you don't even depict yourself that bad. That's crazy. But when you're armored and covered by God, you're able to depict yourself more than other people, because the only person that you are working against is the old version of you. So when you're not busy on this internet finger thumping and tapping, you're able to thump in your life. You're able to say, that ain't right. That ain't right in my life. You trying to check off the marks of what's not right in somebody else's life. Hey, let's see your rap sheet. Let's look at you. Let's think about you. Because the thing about this, if the internet can sway your judgment by one clip, by a 30-second clip, by a 1-minute clip, you are delusional. Because the thing is, you think that you really know a person in and out by a 30-second clip. That is delusional at its finest. So, but when you are covered by God and he's on your calendar every day, you understand the structure of him, and you understand that he says, love thy neighbor. So that means her too. Like, how do you think that you can just disrespect God's children and be this way to God's children that did nothing to you and just get blessings pouring out? And then when you do receive good stuff, you think it's God. Baby, good stuff come from the devil too. He just deterring you. He distracting you. Duh. You know the term, everything that glitter ain't gold? It can glitter. Don't mean that you're going to get to the rainbow, to the end of the rainbow, boo. So it's like, when you're covered by God and he's on your calendar every day, God can speak to you about people. And if you ever were walking and listening to a false prophet, or if you're ever were listening to people that are doing wrong teachings, you should be able to see that yourself. You shouldn't need the internet to tell you. You need to start being a bandwagoner. Like, you don't need the internet to tell you anything. God can tell you everything that you need to know if you lock in. And so if God don't tell me something about somebody, I'm rocking till the wheels fall off. And I don't care what my friend, my neighbor, my auntie, my bestie, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my mama, my the man over there, the person on that social media post going in, losing their breath and hurting their fingers because no one cares. Nobody. because now I know how important it is to be covered by God. Because I went to one conference. God puts you in the right rooms when you invite him into your day. And I had just been pivoting and switching my life and changing and going into something greater. And I was stagnant, though. I was stuck. And God said, I need you to do something. So I obeyed. Then the conference presented itself. So I obeyed. Thank God I did. Thank God I did. So if Tiffany ever watches this, I want to say thank you publicly for helping me and being a guide, being a steward of what God gave you on this earth, to help me realize how to really be covered by God and how to turn from a lot of the ways that I was doing. That was definitely delulu. Okay. Definitely a little slow. I was definitely a little slow in the spirit realm, you know? But no, definitely thank you. And I don't care who's against it. I said what I said, but I just want to say this too. We're going to pull a verse card of the day, and we're going to get to it before we leave y'all today. And y'all already know, what we got going on. So this is a card that I actually pulled before, but that's okay. So we love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. We loved because he first loved us. Boom, that fits right into what I was saying. We love because he first loved us, which means that why wouldn't I love her? He loved me. I don't deserve it. Yeah, I've been filthy in life, dirty in life. So it's like, why can't I love someone that is telling the truth? Because it's deep, because it hurts, because it's true, because it's not said cute. I used to be that person who cared about how everybody said everything. I did. But baby, God will send a message from a person far away from God just to get you just to show you how good he is. He can even use the enemy because they're not even powerful. They're powerless. Oh my God. The enemy is powerless. He can use the enemy to say a message. And if you care because of who it came from, how it comes. Now, this is the thing. You do need to understand and have a discerning spirit of when you're not supposed to be listening to something, for sure. But I do believe that God sends stuff that doesn't sound good to your ears through people that you don't want to hear it from. But that don't mean he ain't send it. So be mindful of that and make sure you love everybody, you guys. It's so much hate out here. Be the one that loves, regardless of if it's hard. Can you do it even when it's hard? All right. Love y'all.